Radio Rahim here with Anthony Yarde, and we are back. We were just talking about how different it was the last couple of years, and you certainly were one of the few fighters that were fortunate enough to be able to fight during lockdown. Do you feel the atmosphere, as it was mentioned in the press conference, that you fought in for this first fight had a great deal to do with how the fight turned out?
100%. 100%. It was weird. You can only imagine. Any fighter that fights you get used to having a crowd, you get used to performing for the crowd, you get used to being, egged on by the crowd, etc. A fighter I always talk about is what's his name? Not Carl Frampton. I forgot his name. His name's gone out of my head. But Josh Warrington. He is a crowd fighter. And then when he fought behind closed doors, you could just see it wasn't him. And again, a similar thing happened to me. I got into that mindset of being in a boxing gym, practicing, working on things. Not only that as well, mentally, I wasn't there. I realized that after the fight, I started to go away and just take a little break or whatever. But it plays a part, man. You're just in a hollow arena. You can hear every footstep. There's no crowd. It's mad.
Boxing fans can be brutal at times, and sometimes don't recognize how fighters are humans themselves. They're having lives outside of the ring, as we all do. And if it's too sensitive, then you're welcome to not talk about it. But you mentioned you weren't all there mentally for that fight either. Can you talk to me about what was happening in your life and what was going on in your head when you entered that ring?
Again, I'll just touch on it shortly for people that don't know. I lost 4 family members. So I lost all my grandparents and I lost my dad. So again, and I thought within months after it happening, because I just said, I need to stay focused, I need to stay occupied, I need to keep my mind away from it, etc. And then again, all the emotion and stuff hit me at the wrong time. It just hit me at the wrong time. But again, I'm not a person that makes excuses. I just got to look onwards and upwards in my career. People know what I'm capable of. People know how I fight. And a lot of people were saying to me, what was you doing in the ring? And again, all I can say back was I was coasting. I felt comfortable in there. When I watched it back, I was like, the fuck? Do you get what I'm saying? I was like, I just thought it was so comfortable for me. Again, that might be a lack of experience as well. But what I've learned from it is that I need to just do my thing. And doing my thing is just straight aggression.
You talk about climbing in the ring after all that loss and just a few short months from these things occurring so close together. We're still not that far out of it. Have you taken time to work through mentally grieving and having put yourself back on course inside your head?
Oh, 100%. And one of my closest friends right here right now, we went to Mexico. I took my whole family to Mexico. A couple of my friends came with me. And I literally just took my head away from boxing. I took my head away from all the stress in life. I just enjoyed myself. I had time to mourn. I done all the crying. Before all that stuff, I didn't cry, man. But then afterwards, I just done all the crying, hugged my mum, spoke to my family. I literally started speaking about it. Before I was like, nah, it's cool. Everyone around me was like, so I'm the rock in it. I'm one of the males in my family, which are the solid ones. So I was the statue for everybody. I started crying as well. I started giving out hugs. But before I wasn't doing all that. It's like I was just acting. But I learned my lesson, man. But yeah, we're here now, man. We're good. We're back. Good to go.
Yeah, and lastly on this, just because as fighters develop into men, these things happen, and it's interesting and important for younger fighters to understand how to process emotion and how to become men. I just talked to Chris Eubank Jr. about having lost his brother and that kind of emotion. Did you had opportunity to speak to him, or did you guys link up in any way?
We didn't, because I don't think either of us want to keep reliving it. And I know, obviously, you said that you're sorry to touch on it or whatever, but it's that's now I just want to forget about it. And it's I got to that point where it's happened, dealt with it. Let's move on now. I was acting before, saying it's done. Let's get to work. No one cares. It's just you still have to do work. But it's I'm getting over that now, and I'm sure because I was one of the people that I posted, and I was I'm just so sorry, because it's my heart hurts for them kind of things. I knew Seb. I met him. He was a light heavyweight. We was meant to fight in the amateurs. I knew him personally. Every time we saw him, we spoke, etc. So again, that was heartbreaking. like heartbreaking, man. So I wouldn't want to even bring that up to him. If I saw him, I wouldn't even mention it. Yeah, man, it's one of the things.
Talking about rematches and having an opportunity to avenge a loss, which, any fighter I talk to will tell you, if you've been bested by someone, that's sometimes like all you can think about. When you lost to Kovalev, you didn't have this opportunity. You haven't had a chance to face him again. How important is it to you to get in the ring against Lyndon again and right this what you consider to be a wrong?
Right now, it's just everything. Is that I've become obsessed with getting this job done, and it's like it's put me back on track. Really, it's put me back on track because it's like I'm in a mission mode. I'm in a mission mode. I'm doing things again that I was doing early career. I'm back to my usual self. I'm just like, I just know, I feel it with myself. Tunde feels it. He's always happy and smiling in the gym. He's buzzing. James Cook as well. He's just very, very impressed. He keeps nodding and saying like, yeah, like he makes little jokes and things like that. But he's like, yeah.
Arthur claims no matter what happens, you can't outbox him.
Okay. You know what? Again, the way I see it is this. Look, I played his game before with the boxing thing, and one judge gave it to me by 5 rounds. And then 2 judges gave it to him by 1 round. So the way he's talking and the way some people are talking is like he beat me up and he won so convincingly, and oh my gosh, he dominated me. Like absolutely not. It was a very, very close fight. At the time, I thought I won. When I watched the fight, I still feel like if there was a winner, it was a very, very close fight. If there was a winner, it was me. The most effective punches were landed by me. At no point did he hurt me. At no point did he push me back or rock me or nothing. I hurt him several times in the fight. I hit him with big shots several times in the fight. Loads of body shots. But again, when I watch it and I'm honest with myself, I say I can see why they say he won the fight, because he did land loud jabs, like jabs that were noticeable. And it was a terrible fight. It was so boring. When I watched, it was hard for me to even study the fight and watch it and say, this is where I went wrong, because it was such a boring fight. But again, I'm a realist, man. I'm always honest with myself. I'm always honest with people. And I say, you know what? They gave him the decision. I'm not happy with it, but I can see why they gave him the decision. I got my chance to right my wrong.
As you know, brand in boxing has a lot to do with what kind of fights you can get and what kind of money you can make. Putting yourself back on course, if you were to outbox him, would that be enough? Or do you need to make the kind of statement that only a knockout can bring?
I feel like a victory would be enough, but there's no way I'm going in this ring again with a mindset of I can have a close fight. So again, that's more dangerous for him. His trainer knows how I'm coming for this next fight. They know I can be an animal. I showed little glimpses of it in the last round, and that was just me saying, let me put my stamp on it, because that would be good to knock him out in the 12th round. I had a little stick in my career saying, he ain't gone the distance, he ain't gone 12 rounds, he's lacking in experience when he gets to that level. And I was like, you know what, I've learned from my Kovalev fight, I may be preparing to fight for a world title again, let me get some rounds under my belt. This is my mindset at the time. I started listening to other people, and that's like, you're getting to that stage again when you're about to fight for a world title and go to another level, get some experience, go to 12 rounds, see if you can go 12 rounds. Do you get what I'm saying? So that was my mindset at the time, but I learned my lesson. I'm not on all that no more. Even in the world title fights, I'm going, like, I know I'm back. That's what I'm saying.
We can't wait to see you prove that on December 4th at the Copper Box. It's a pleasure to talk to you. It's been so long because of all the crazy things in the world, but this fight is well worth coming back for. Anthony Yarde back against Lyndon Arthur on December 4th at Copper Box. Good luck. I'll be there to see it. Radio Rahim with Anthony Yarde.